Yo, what is going on? This is gonna be another Borderlands video in general, not a specific Borderlands one, just a Borderlands video. Hopping on the hype train, basically, of things that we're gonna need in Borderlands 4. You've already probably seen a bunch of these videos, but in my own twist, I'm just gonna try to throw in a few that I don't think I've heard from the videos I've seen. And in my opinion, Borderlands 3 was good, but it was missing a good bit. Tina's Wonderlands, it was a good project. They were ambitious with it, I think. It was different, but didn't quite have the Borderlands feel. Borderlands 4, I feel like if it wants to hit home with all the OG players and really do good and be its own game, not just a little spin-off bullshit, I feel like they're gonna have to add some of these. First things first, dedicated loot drops. That's the one thing that every single fucking person agrees on. If they don't have that, they're just not listening to anyone. That's like the one thing I've heard everyone agree on. We need the dedicated loot drops. I know Borderlands 3 added some, like Kilovolt right here, the boss that you're watching. He drops that, the AAA shocker, something like that. It's that pistol I'm using right there, the burst pistol. He has an increased chance to drop that, and he's not the only enemy that drops it. And that's not the only legendary he drops. He has a fat loot pool, and as you can see, this is my first time beating the boss. I'm a level 20 and I already had the pistol, just from going through Lecture City, and I got it from like a random enemy, I'm pretty sure. Like, it was just, this is gonna bring me to my next point in a minute, but you just got them so easy. Like, you get the legendaries too easy. It took away the dopamine of sitting there fighting that boss for like an hour, and then you're like, fuck yeah, I just finally got the weapon. They need dedicated loot drops back. They need to have little tiny side bosses everywhere that drop unique legendaries that they only drop. It makes exploring more rewarding, you know? Like, there's no need to go to a random armpit of the map when you're doing the main quest, unless there's like a good loot there, you know? Because once you get to a point in this game, nobody touches anything but legendary. And my next point, kind of in the same one, legendaries need to be rarer. They made legendaries so fucking common in Borderlands 3, it kind of annoyed me. Because at this point, maybe in level 20 in my run that I'm doing right now, I already have like 8 legendaries, and I have only farmed for 2. And that's kind of crazy. They're way too common. But that's just a short and sweet one. They need to make legendaries rarer. Not like Borderlands 1 rare, but a little more rare. I don't want to find legendaries through every little dude I kill. And my third point, we need some good holiday DLCs. The festive DLCs like they used to do. They tried it with Borderlands 3, but they just flunked. I think they only did a Halloween one and like a Valentine's Day one. Like, they flunked. Those DLCs flunked hard. Because Borderlands 2 had the Christmas DLC, Marcus Mercenary. They had the Thanksgiving DLC. They had Jacob's Cove from Borderlands 1. They had the Assault on Dragon Keep, and they had a Halloween one for Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2's holiday DLCs were peak. Not even the main DLCs, like just the holiday festive ones. I miss those. I wish those would come back in Borderlands 4. And my next point, we need laser guns. We need the laser guns back. We've seen Elphys in the trailer, so I believe laser guns are going to be coming back. A lot of people kind of think that, but we need them back. I miss those laser guns. They were so damn fun. They were so good to use, and I miss them. Next point. I don't know how Gearbox is going to respond to this, but a lot of people didn't like it. They should, I think, just go with DLC characters and an extra skill tree, or just DLC characters. I'm being a little stingy here. I think they should do both. Instead of doing one or the other, why are you doing one or the other? Nobody's rushing you. Like, they should just do this over a long period of time. Update both of them to keep the game relevant. You know, like, I feel like first, what if they dropped the DLC characters first, after, and then let's say 6 months later they dropped an extra skill tree for each one. I feel like that'd be really cool. It'd be a lot better than just dropping an extra skill tree for each character. and paying them for that. I would pay every fucking step of the way. You can charge me for the characters, then you can charge me for the skill trees and the DLCs. I don't give a shit, I'll pay it. Like, I'm just trying to get some new good DLC characters, which Borderlands 3 was lacking on. They missed out on that. And next point, I think we need some better raid bosses right at launch, and some good DLC raid bosses. The raid bosses were mid as fuck. I did not like them. I didn't like them in this game. I'm sorry. I don't know. I didn't like them. They were all weird. They were about half of them were like robots that weren't even that like fun. I don't know. I just miss the Borderlands 2 feeling of it. This might just be my nostalgia taking over and whining, but they need some cooler raid bosses, man. Like, Borderlands 2 knew what they were doing. They had a fucking, Terramorphous, the Hyperion dude, in the fucking, in the Pirate DLC. That guy who had dropped the North Fleet. I fought that dude so fucking long just to get the North Fleet. And it was worth it. Every second of it was worth it, because it was a dedicated loot drop and it was lit. That's just like a tiny point, but I think that's just me. That's just a little pet peeve. I think the ones weren't that good. And next point, bring back fucking pearlescent guns. I don't know why they didn't. Either that or a rarity above legendary. And bring back another one that's strictly for DLCs. Rob us. I don't care. Like, you could bill us for all of this. You know, like, Seraph was like the pearlescents, but only if you had the DLCs, basically. Like, they could add both. Like, 2 rarities above legendary. One for base game, end game, and one for DLC end game. Like, come on now. There's so much money to be made here. And next point, loot midgets. Loot midgets, we need them back. I'm sorry, I don't want to call them. I'm not calling them tinks. They're midgets. They're midgets. But they had loot midgets and they had loot tinks in Borderlands 3, but I miss them just like popping out of a random crate. It was honestly hilarious. You just be looting, walking around, you open some ammo, and a dude just hops out, tanky as fuck, and just starts whooping your ass. Like, but they'd also drop awesome ass loot, so it was worth it. Like, they'd always drop some good ass shit. Like, right here, I'm opening these boxes. Imagine a dude just hops out, starts whooping on me. Cause that's always what would happen. They got crazy ass damage. It was hilarious. And on to, I haven't even been numbering these, but I'm doing 10, I believe. I'm not sure which one I'm on. But next one, kind of the same thing. Tubby animals. We need the tubby animals back, and they need to be in-game rare little bastards that drop unique loot. I'm comparing this on a scale of 1 to Borderlands 2, because Borderlands 2 is just the best one, obviously. They did it awesome. You know, you'd only find them kind of once you were real high level, and when you did, they were like one of the only animals, or the only mobs in the game that would drop specific weapons, like the bunny, or random other shit. I can't remember what all they dropped. But they had loot that was unique to tubby animals, which I think they should bring back. It was kind of cool. It made them like more valuable to see a tubby animal. You would go after it for sure and get kind of lit. On to the next, and I think oh no, this is last one I believe. We need a better villain. That is the key part in these kind of games for me. Borderlands 1 did so good, I feel like, because it was like, the villain wasn't even that good, but the game was new. Like, it wasn't like story focused, I feel like, at the point. It still was, but not as much as it is now. Borderlands 2, you know, on a scale of 1 to Borderlands 2 was at the top, because Handsome Jack is just a great villain, which Borderlands 3 did not live up to. They did bring in cool characters like Typhon and all that, but they did not deliver with the villain. The Calypso twins were very disappointing. It felt like I was actually just, I mean, it felt like what it was, really. You were just fighting 2 streamers for real, kind of just trolling you the whole way, which was, I like that they need to have that always, like the villain troll you kind of throughout the game as you're fucking playing. It makes it more like, I don't know, personal. gives you a little bit of beef towards him, or makes you like him, makes you not like him, whatever. For Handsome Jack, it does both. It makes you hate him, and it makes you laugh at his shit. Like, he's got a bunch of funny-ass dialogue, but he's also psychotic as shit. Like, they just need to... I don't know, they need to take the villain role a little more seriously, I think. They kind of went too goofy with Borderlands 3's villain. And, like, Borderlands 3 is supposed to be... Borderlands is supposed to be wacky and funny and shit, but it's... I think the villain has to take itself kind of seriously. Not even 100%, because Handsome Jack doesn't really, but like a little bit. It's a little too whimsical. They do a little bit, I guess. They do have some points, the Calypso twins. They're not awful, but... I don't know. They're just... they're ugly as fuck. Like, why were they so fucking ugly? That's just me. Why'd you make them look like that? They were like... Tyreen was... She's... looks like a fucking bobblehead, dude. I'm just confused. Just imagining her, like, they look weird as shit. And that's about it. I got a couple honorable mentions. A couple honorable mentions would be like a new endgame gauntlet, like Dig Destruct Peak. Maybe not as overwhelming as the OP system, but you know, just something. An endgame gauntlet. We need Torg. That's all I'm gonna say. We need Torg back, not the gun, the dude, and probably in the DLC or something. We need Torg, and we need a new element or slag. We need a new element or bring slag back, because radiation is kind of mid. I don't fuck with it. I don't like it. It's basically the same thing as slag but better, but I don't like it. Slag looks cooler, has a cooler name. Radiation just pops some bubbly Fallout noises, but. Yeah, that's gonna be it.